All right. Hello, Miss. It is good to see you here in this little collective space. We are gathering. So this is your Friday flash reading that you got. And so these messages were just supposed to be for general guidance and to get you on about your day, to answer, if you've got something going on that needs to be paid attention to. We're going to highlight that during this reading. And we're going to take a look at how things are moving and grooving for you. I hope this reading finds you in a good spot, and if it doesn't, as sometimes that happens, what we are going to address is a way to kind of get you out of that and to hold on to some better times. Okay, we paused for a minute, and I apologize if you hear the recording in progress. Zoom has changed quite a few things on their app, and I am going to have to figure out how to mute that. But as of right now, unfortunately, I don't know. So we're going to learn together. Okay, so I took some notes and I listened to what Spirit had to say about you. And I want to mention that we are working with the Crow Tarot deck right now, and with the postcards from the Liminal Space card as like a final card to wrap things up. So before I get started and start, hitting you with all of these things, I want you to get yourself grounded. It's important that we are grounded during this time. Take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out, and just center yourself in knowing that everything is going to be okay. The messages that are being brought forward are ones that are meant for you to hear. Even if it doesn't fit right now in this correct and current timeline, things can always shift. And I find clients say that they make sense a lot later once things have started to hit. So let's get into it now that we've grounded. So the first cards we are addressing is, I went in order of how I thought the spirits were kind of interpreting your energy right now. So we're addressing a problem, what the spirits have to say on this problem, and a solution. Okay, and then your postcards from Liminal Space card is going to kind of wrap all this up in a nice, neat little package. So the first card we pulled is the Six of Cups. And if you notice, the Six of Cups is in reverse. So we've got some things to take a look at, ma'am. We really do. So for the Six of Cups, we're looking at our emotions. And these can be inward emotions, not always the nice ones, maybe the taboo ones, maybe the ones we don't want to see for ourselves. However, whenever I looked at your energy and kind of really listened and plugged into what your spirit guides had to say, I kept thinking of like emotions and dignity. Like, where has somebody crossed the line on your dignity, and where have you not said, hey, this is not okay? Dignity is a big word that kept coming up for this card and for you. And whenever we see the Six of Cups in reverse, a lot of times it is about forgiveness and holding on to possibly lesser self-worth, and ways in which to fix that and unfold that is, they're saying it's going to be like a multi-layered step process. Like, I'm seeing suitcases, and each suitcase we need to unpack and just take all the stuff out. It's kind of like whenever we go on this really big vacation, and it's emotionally exhausting and draining, but also beautiful at the same time. But then whenever we come home, it's like we've checked out of our real life for a little bit, and we don't want to unpack the vacation. Like, we don't want to really unpack the clothes and the souvenirs and things that we've gathered along on this change of pace, or say, because then that means truly the vacation is over and we have to look at our real world, put everything back in its neat little place. And so, in a sense, I feel like there's just like some deeper avoidance, and we need to take all of our suitcases from vacation and unpack all of it, even if we don't want to look at it, even if there are some memories from that vacation that were not okay. And if we keep it in the suitcase, then those memories didn't happen and we can just hold on to all of the good all of the time. And really, that's just not the case, and that's not how life is. And we have to unpack that lesser self worth and see where it started, where that seed was planted, and how do we address all of this lack in our life, a lack of spiritual, a lack of emotional. And really, a lot of the times, it's getting back to our inner child. It's getting back to play. A lack of feeling happy and content with our life. And the way we flip that is sometimes through really small, small moments of just relaxation, taking some time for ourselves, going out and going for a walk by your damn self because we need it. And I think this lack has just been coming to a head for a really long time, and we need to just go and bring it all back in and just know that you are kind of in control of this happiness train, but that's a scary thing because you are also in charge of that and where those boundaries take place. Because we get lazy in taking charge of our own happiness in life. I'm a victim of it. So many other people are a victim of our own chaos that we just need to pull it back in. So whenever I pulled a card for you on what the spirits say, and I really listened to your energy and the spirit guides and what they were saying, I got the world in reverse. Now, the world always means that we've already completed this cycle and it's time to get off, okay? We got to switch it up, all right? So for what the spirits are saying, I wrote down this really interesting thing was recycle and move on. Basically, if you can't reuse what you are unpacking and make your weakness a strength, then recycle it to somebody else and move on. It's time to let it go. I don't care how you need to do it. I see a lot of fires burning, like writing intentions down is a good action step for you to do, and then burning it all during the next new moon or full moon. Whichever one you tend to practice on, I can give you suggestions about what I do later on whenever you listen to this, but really it's about what you do and how you move forward. So a lot of this I feel like is going to be, we need to take a deep breath. I'm picturing your selfie in my head, and I just feel a lot of weight here on my chest. So we need to take a deep breath. And I wrote down seeking personal closure. And this might be uncomfortable, and this might be hard, and it might be challenging, and it might make you do a lot of things that you don't want to do. But seeking personal closure can heal in a lot more ways than we anticipated. And it can also make us really uncomfortable in ways we did not anticipate. Growth is hard, but growth is necessary. The path to moving forward has begun. Your spirit guides are laying this path out for you, and you've got to pay attention. You've got to wake up and kind of hear everything swooshing around you. I'm also hearing a lot of muffling in the ears, and I feel like there might be some blocks or some things that are getting muffled. Like you can't always hear what your spirit guides are having to say, and that's hard. That's hard for you to get because it sounds like 1,000 voices, and you need to concentrate on these chakras to get them as a singular message for you. Okay? So let the path begin of moving forward. A lot of this also is going to have to deal with work on you, moving forward, which means we need to make it a mantra. Say it out loud. Today I'm moving forward. Today I'm not holding on to this. Today we are going to let go and unpack the boxes from the move that we had 6 months ago that we really don't want to do because we've been depressed that we're here and we've moved here, or seasonal depression has taken over us. Whatever it is that we need to unpack, it's time to move forward. And you need to use your physical voice, even if it's just you looking in the mirror, like right before you go into work, and say, today I'm moving forward against pettiness or against, whatever it is that's making you unpleasant in that moment. You have to make the conscious decision and really say it out loud. Today I'm moving forward. So your solution is the Three of Cups. We're looking brighter and better with an upright card. As long as we're kind of paying attention to the path laid out before us with this beautiful Three of Cups, I hear freedom in threes. That is the energy that I wrote down for you, as long as you're kind of following these little breadcrumbs that your spirit guides are laying out for you. Freedom in threes. So what we're going to have to do, what your real work is, what your homework is recognizing the stagnant energy around you. What is not serving you, remember, we're going to let it go. We're moving forward, recycling it. If it doesn't serve us, move it on to the next bitch. It's not yours, okay? Not your circus, not your monkeys. Don't play in it. So your next step is to decide on an action. What are you going to do about it? Physically, there's a lot of different things you can do about what ails you, but you need to decide on it. I can give you suggestions, but I'm not going to take your power away by telling you need to do X, Y, and Z, because that's me inserting my business onto your business, and we're not in that messiness today. Physically, your next step is to physically, emotionally, and spiritually move through each one of these movements, okay? So maybe this is you unpacking your physical suitcase. That's a physical step. Your next step emotionally is to deal with it. Do what your ritual is to deal with emotional trauma or stagnant energy or things that are not serving you. Do that thing, even if it means like watching 5 hours of Netflix and crying or not crying, whatever. And the next thing is, as I would always strongly suggest, is spiritually move on. That can be cleansing your house, cleaning up, going through your card deck, seeing what serves you, what doesn't serve you, doing a ritual on the full or new moon. I highly suggest lunar cycles to kind of cleanse you of what is going on around you. Make it a mantra, put it in your phone, write it down, light it on fire. Whatever spiritual witchy thing that you need to do to kind of heal yourself, or make that muffling. They're making me talk about the muffling again with the spirit guides. Calm down, do it. If you don't have the resources, or meditations or guides or whatever, let me know. We can work something out and get that started up for you. So, and your final step is celebrate. After you go through all of these moments and these circumstances, we are going to celebrate. Pat yourself on the back because you have put yourself first in this time. You've put yourself first. And I think that's where our lack was from the beginning of this reading. We need to put ourselves first more, right? Right? We're all victims of our own chaos in that moment. And the last but final step is, your last card is check to self. By the time we get here, ideally, we have done everything we can do to move forward. Then after this point, if chaos is still hitting you in the face, if you're like, I can't catch a break, then guess what? That's everybody else's external emotions trying to like vomit on you. And me and a friend call it emotional exercising. People are emotional exercising on everybody because nobody has boundaries and everybody wants to stir somebody else's pot so they don't have to pay attention to the bullshit that's boiling in theirs. Check to self. If you are following along on this path of self-healing and just recognizing what we need to do to make ourselves feel better, because this reading is about you, then just know that you are paid in full and that your spirits, your angels, your spirit guides, your inner self is paying attention to that. And also paying attention whenever you don't do it. Because I feel like spiritually, that's whenever things are a little bit harder for you and a little bit more muffled. And so what I leave you with is, at this point in the reading, if you take nothing else from it, it's time to start a new leaf and let it go. I wrote down this symbol of a spiral, and I see things spiraling in a lot, and you just holding it in instead of letting it spiral out and let it go. It's time to turn that new leaf as November goes into winter, because we don't want to hold on to this and keep spiraling in. We need to take that energy and let it move out. I hope you super enjoyed this reading. I super did. It was really quick and fast, but that's kind of the design of these Friday Flash readings. If you need questions or comments or whatever, please feel free to message me back. I will be sending you a picture of your cards and your reading. Okay? Have a great day. Thank you for getting this reading from me.